Aloha, welcome to the Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis, our SEO expert guest today, Mr. Herc Magnus. What's up, Herc?
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey, this is the second week in a row that I have forgot to cue the applause. So I'm going to try not to forget to do that. We're going to be talking about the training that we did with Herc the past couple days ago. I don't know who was on that training. If you were, let me know in the chat. I'm going to cue up the intro, and then when we get back, we are going to dive right in. And after we talk to Herc, we've got some shark shout-outs. We'll take questions, all that fun stuff. So we'll see you back here in one momento.
It's time. The moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Listen to that crowd, Herc. They are fired up. I hope they don't wake. I hope they don't wake up the baby. So we're gonna try to power through some things because Herc is on dad duty right now, and he's able to step away as long as the baby stays asleep. So we're gonna try to get through as much as we can as quickly as possible. Then we'll take questions. We'll do shark shout outs. We'll do all that stuff. So who here was on? Somebody said, put the guitar down, back away. Who here was on the training we did with Herc the other day? We did a training with Herc on the software tool Exagio. Because as you guys know, we use a portion of Exagio for our helping to rank our agency site. But Exagio does a lot more stuff, and it's got a lot of other really great features in it. And people who got in had been emailing us and asking us about, like, well, what are some of these other features? How can I use them? How can they help? And so we talked to Herc, and he agreed to come on and kind of go through a lot of that stuff. And there are a couple of really good things that we did on that training, Herc, that I wanted to talk about. So first and foremost, Exagio, the software. So as you guys know, one of our kind of like key things here at Offline Sharks is we are always looking for ways to learn and get paid as we're learning. Like, we don't want to have to put money on hold while we're trying to learn some new skill or process. We would much rather be able to learn the skill and process and get paid. If you're with me on that, put an amen in the comments if that's you too, because I think that is the best way to go about it. And one of the things that we love about Exagio, and one of the reasons that we started using it, is because Exagio does almost all of the heavy lifting behind the scenes. So we don't actually have to really know what all is going on in the beginning. Like, we can learn the process and figure out what's important and see what's good. One, by actually doing, like, using Exagio to SEO our sites, and two, seeing the results that we get based on the things that we do, right? Because so many people, there's all those SEO myths out there. Well, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you have to have this, and you got to have so many words of content. And on the training, I thought Herc did a great job of, like, busting a lot of those myths, because you don't need those things, and you shouldn't be listening to those people. What you should be really basing your knowledge on is the results you're getting by actually doing. That's where the real money is. So, Herc, maybe you can just do like a little brief overview of like those three little pillars that we talked about on the training. If you guys want more detail on this, you'll need to go watch the training. I'll put a link at the bottom of the screen so you can pull it up and watch it after we're done, because Herc goes into a lot of detail on this stuff. But what's just a quick overview of those three foundational things that people need to really rank and get results?
Okay, so yeah, and these three foundational things apply to every single type of SEO, affiliate, local, lead gen, client, everything. Okay,
right.
And these haven't changed in as long as I've been doing SEO. And in fact, the search engines and the advancement of search engines have always been based on these three things, except for one. That is this. Okay, if you want to do good SEO, become very good at keyword research first. And keyword research is simply the process of finding the best keywords that have relevance, volume, low competition. And by relevance, I mean the person that is typing that keyword into Google is looking for the service or the product that you want to rank for. Or, that, like, so say you have a plumber in Texas, that you're working for, they're your client. If you're going to work for them, the first thing you want to do is go find all the keywords that are relevant to the services that they provide. And a lot of plumbers and a lot of SEOs, what they do is they'll use that meta optimization, which I'll get into in a second, and they'll try to rank the company's name, but people don't know the company's name. And if they do, they're already a client. So keyword research is finding the searches that people are searching for that will match to your client. Okay. And you need to get good at that. The second pillar is optimization, which means the things that you're doing to your website's pages and posts to make sure that Google understands that's what the page is about. So you take those keywords that you find and you cluster them for your pages, and you optimize your pages for those keywords. Those two fundamentals alone are the two most underrated SEO fundamentals that I've seen across everything. I see people doing things like content optimization with Surfer SEO. I see them, buying and building more backlinks, social signals, citations. I see all this stuff that is going to try and improve rankings or get rankings, when really the first two are so powerful that it's completely underrated. You get good at the first two, and you don't have to do as much of the third one, which is finally building backlinks to your site. And most people in the industry I see starting with step 2 in content optimization, or starting with step 3 in backlink optimization, and ignoring the first two fundamentals. And it's quite amazing how much improvement you can see by doing keyword research and proper optimization without doing anything else. And the good news about that is those two things really aren't that hard. They really don't take that long. And with Zagio, you don't even have to know how to do that good of keyword research or optimization, because the AI leads you through it.
Yeah, and the tool does it for you. And by the way, we're not going to go into details of that here on the live show. You're going to need to go to offlinesharks.com/rank with AI to see how Zagio does that and those kinds of things. But I wanted Hurt to bring this up because, Hurt, you exactly hit the nail on the head, because a lot of times when people reach out to us and they're like, well, what do you guys do for your SEO clients? And we're like, well, we do keyword research and we do on-page optimization. You can almost hear from the other side, the person's like, yeah, but what's really the secret? What's really that can't be it, because I'm hearing from everybody else out there that I need to have backlinks and I need to be making this many posts a day and I need to have this many words in my SEO articles, and all of that stuff can move the needle if the first things don't work, right? So like your first default should always be to do the fundamentals and see what the hell happens. Just do them first. Don't assume you need to do all that stuff without doing the fundamentals first. And I think a really great example of this and how this ties into learning this process and making money is on the webinar. You talked about a client. I forget what niche they were in. What niche were they in?
They're a drywall construction company.
Drywall construction company in Edmonton?
In Edmonton, yeah.
In Edmonton, which, by the way, for those of us who are not in Canada, Edmonton is not some small area, right?
No, it's 1 million.
Yeah, so like that is drywall in Edmonton would be comparable to trying to rank a service provider in a pretty competitive US city as well, correct?
Oh yeah, like 1 million people that's a big city, and oftentimes bigger cities have more companies that do the services, meaning more websites, and the chance that some of those websites are optimized or building backlinks just becomes greater. If you have a town of 10,000 people, you probably got 2 service providers, 2 websites you're really competing against. When it gets to 1 million, it becomes more naturally more competitive.
Yeah, right. Well, and here's what I thought was great about this client that you shared is, one, so the client reaches out to you. So typically when someone reaches out to an SEO person, what do they hear, Herc?
$2,500 a month straight up.
And you need at least 6 months, right?
Yeah, and we need a contract for 6 months, and we'll get you some results.
And you can't back out, and we'll just kind of see what happens from there.
Yeah,
so
a lot of risk.
This drywall client reaches out to you. What did you tell them?
No contracts, no monthly fee, one-time fee. I'll optimize your website, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll know once the rankings settle if you're going to need more work or not. But we can't do that until we optimize the site correctly. So let's just do that first.
Okay. Did everybody on this call get that? Like, imagine how that sounds to a person who has just been reaching out to a bunch of SEO people, and all they hear is 6 months, $2,500 a month or more, right? Oh, well, this is a competitive niche. It could be a lot more than that. And then they contact Turk, and he's like, hey, no contracts, no nothing. Let's do this thing first, and then let's just see what happens. And if you want to go from there, go. Now, how much did you charge them to do the initial optimization?
$1,750.
So $1,750 for the initial optimization, right?
Yeah, $1,750.
Yeah, $1,750, Andrew. That's what the initial
$250 per page.
So all right, hear that? $250 per page. So how many pages? I went to public school, so how many pages?
Yeah, it was like 7 relevant pages that needed work to capture visitors.
So you said, I'll optimize these 7 pages, and I'll do it for $250 a page. So it came out to $1,750.
Yeah, I didn't tell them it was $250 a page. Right. I just said it was $1,750. But that's how I came up with that number.
Was there any pushback from them?
Oh no, they loved it. They were like, "What? Really? Like, no, what?"
Didn't you say? I think on the call, the first thing I asked you was is that a month?
Yeah, they definitely. They're like, okay, what's the monthly? And I'm like, no. Like, I had to reiterate a few times. Like this is a one-time charge. We have to do this work first, see where you land, and then we decide if there's more that needs to be done.
Man, I mean, does this fire anybody else up out there? Because how authoritative does Herc sound right now to that client? And how different is he from everybody else that they've been talking to in that marketplace? I mean, it is pretty drastic night and day, right? So you send them the invoice, they pay the $1,750, you do this optimization, you use Zagio to do the optimization. So how long did it take you to do that work with Zagio that you got paid $1,750 for?
Like 2 hours.
So 2 hours. That's a pretty good hourly rate.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That is a pretty good hourly rate. So 2 hours using Zagio. Again, we're not going to go into Zagio here on the live today, but if you open up another tab, go to offlinesharks.com/rank with AI. We recorded it's like more like a work. I mean, it's not like a traditional webinar, Herc. Like, you really just opened up Zagio, took questions, and then talked about and answered a bunch of things. So, it's there's just a lot of information in there, more of a workshop deep dive, I guess I'd call it. Yeah. So open that up, guys, and don't go there now, but after the live, you can go there and watch that. So $1,750, you use Zagio. All you do for the $1,750 is keyword research using Zagio, right? You optimize those pages and their content based off of those keywords. And then that was it, right?
Well, the one other thing, and this is something they really, really loved, is I said, before we start the work, the first thing I'm going to do is go find all the right relevant keywords for each of the pages on your site. And we're going to start tracking the rankings of them right now so that you know where you are right now. And I'm going to share that report with you. I did that with Zagio so that you can check on it over time. And you're going to see those rankings either go down if I'm bad or good, or up if I'm good. But that way we have full transparency, and you have a real fully transparent way of knowing if the work that I'm doing is working, rather than things like Search Console or reporting that they don't really understand. People understand keywords and rankings. Like, that company knows Edmonton drywallers is a good keyword. They want to rank for that. All right, here's where you rank today. I'm going to do the work. And then you watch that ranking chart to see where it goes over time. And then we'll decide from there, based on where the rankings land, if we need more or not.
Yeah. So Kim, the answer is, how do you decide if they need more or not? You decide by the results they get.
Yeah.
That's how you decide. Like the results. I mean, think about that from the client's perspective. So first you say there's no monthly. We're just going to do this first because you need to do this first. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's all the keywords and where you currently rank for them. Here's this is a live tracking software that I use. As I'm going to make these optimizations, after I do it, you're able to go back to this page anytime you want over the next few weeks and just see what happens. And then based on that, we can decide whether there's more to do or not. I mean, this is so like, holy moly, people. Like if you can't close SEO clients like this, I think probably you should get out of the game, right?
There's a step you can do ahead of that too.
What's that?
There's a step you could even do ahead of that too, to even get that deal in place, which is still a good deal. But if you're really unconfident or unsure of yourself, and we talked about this on the webinar, is everybody knows someone with a business, whether it be a friend or an associate or, people that work at your house or whatever. Just offer them, 1 or 2 pages for free and do the exact same thing.
So Yemi, here's a way to get your foot in the door to do this. So you don't even charge them up front. You just, because Emmy asked, can you clarify the foot in the door strategy? So you just say, hey, look, how about we'll just do this. I'll just do the optimization. We'll let it run for a couple weeks and you can just see, and then we can go from there. Now,
yeah. And if they're too techie and you don't want to get technical, let me see if I can improve your rankings, your business website's rankings in Google on a couple pages for free.
Yep.
No technical language, no nothing, right?
We're not doing all 7 pages in that instance. We're just picking 1 or 2 and saying, look, we'll just do 1 or 2 just so you can get a little taste, right?
Yeah. And then if they agree to the free, and you go and you get them the result, which you can and you will, then the agreement is, look, if I do this for you and we improve, can I have your business? And then once they have the business and you said yes, you're now in a really good position to negotiate, okay, let me do your entire website. This will be the price. And then you take the price of the pages that you did for free and include it in the quote.
Yeah. And
so you never work for free to begin with, unless they say no.
Unless they say no. I mean, that's awesome. I hope you guys wrote that down. If you didn't, you should go back and get this process out. Yimmy. So look, if they don't want to share their information, there's 2 things you can do. They can use a password manager and share it with you that way, or they can create a unique login just for you that you use just while you're doing what you're doing, and then they can change it after you're done.
Yeah.
Again, don't let that stuff keep, like, when I hear those questions, I'm always like, danger, Will Robinson, because it almost sounds like you're trying to talk yourself out of taking action.
That's a what if.
We talked about this on the training. Problems are only problems when they're problems, and do not let what ifs keep you from actually doing the action. I mean, I have been so guilty of this so many times over my career. That's why I want to hopefully hammer it home so you do not make this mistake as long as I did. Like, yes, there's ways to solve all those problems. They are not deal-ending problems.
They're nothing. You know what?
That's not a big problem. Like,
you know what? And I think this comes from a state, someone saying something like that comes from a state of non-confidence, right? When I go into and I talk to people and they're like, you're going to need access to my WordPress. It's not even an issue. I don't even get tense about it. I'm like, yeah, of course. And I'm going to increase your rankings. This is going to be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I just need your WordPress access. We're going to get in there and do this. Like, because I'm so confident in what I'm going to do. But that comes from experience of having done it a long time. Now, again, if you don't have experience and you don't have confidence, do it for free.
Yeah. And like Teresa, to your point, what if they're opposed to changing their content? Are they opposed to ranking higher? Like, you're talking to them because they have a problem. And what is the problem? Their rankings are shitty. Like, why would they be opposed to making those rankings better? Like, if somebody
didn't change the content on any of their pages, all I did was,
there you go.
Yeah, like, that's not something we do. And if you go back and you watch that webinar, one of the things you're going to see is how content actually doesn't matter as much as everybody says it does. And I'll even reference something that's pretty popular in this industry is Kyle Roof. When he won that 30-day challenge of ranking #1 the fastest, he used all lorem ipsum content. So there's 2 things that should, be enough for you to satisfy. Content isn't as big as a deal as people make it out to be, but go watch the training to get more details about why that is.
Yeah. And so, all right, so let me get this straight. We charge the drywaller $17.50. We do 2 hours of work. You don't change any content on their pages. You change zero content on their pages. What were the results they started getting based off of that?
They had a bunch of, well, they hit number one, page one for their main keyword. So nothing was ranking very well. Everything was page 3, 4, and whole bunch of stuff absolutely nowhere. A lot of these keywords that we were targeting, they didn't even realize were good keywords because there's a lot of different variations of things. So they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Once they saw the rank tracking chart, yeah, these are good. These are good. These are good. We had their main keyword is now sitting at number 5, and a whole bunch of their other keywords that weren't even ranking are, I mean, let me quickly look at it. It's good though. It's really good.
And so based on those results, because you told them like, look, we're going to see where this goes. They have this link that, but by the way, the report they're looking at is generated by Zagio. Like Herc didn't have to do anything special for that. He gave them this link that they can go to anytime and see where their site is ranking in the Google search results. So they're clicking on this whenever they want, seeing what's happening, right? Going up and down. And after a few weeks, what did that client do?
Well, I just sent them a message because I'm watching their rank tracking, and every once in a while, when I see something moving in a positive manner, I would contact them and say, hey, you guys, are you checking that rank tracker? Are you seeing what's happening here? And I would pick, 1 or 2 keywords. You're up to number, 6 for this, or you're up to number 7. And they're like, yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. And then I sent a text and I'm like, well, are you getting any new business? Because once they hit page 1 for the main keyword, I was like, I know rankings are cool, but is your phone ringing? Have you noticed? And she's like, you know what? Actually, we've never had leads from our website before, and we're starting to get them now. So yes, we are getting leads. And then she went on to say, like, we're so happy with the work that you did. We'd like to go on the recurring SEO package, which is funny because we haven't even talked about it.
Yeah, you haven't even tried to tell them that.
I haven't tried to tell them.
No monthly, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, it got brought up by them because they're so used to like recurring as an aspect of search engine optimization. But I pumped the brakes on it. I was like, I don't do that. I do one time and then we see. Right. Yeah. So, but she advanced that on me, not me on her. Like, I'm not even done watching these rankings improve because things improve over time until they settle off. But they've improved to a point where she's getting calls from the website. She's seeing the keywords moving up. She's already like, I want more. So she's like, let's talk about the monthly.
Yeah. And how much are they paying a month?
I'll probably charge them $1,500 a month.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Marcus, this is not a rerun from Friday. I repeat, I am live. I'm a real person. This is not a rerun. Last Friday, it was me and Jason on. The week before, it was Nick and Herc. So yeah, no, this is all fresh stuff. Let me look at some of these. So look, we've kind of dubbed this internally after the training, like how to sell recurring without selling recurring. Because like, think about what Herc just did there with that client, right? The client reaches out to him. And by the way, you can, at the end of the webinar, you'll see some little packages that you can get to unlock some of the features that do all this stuff, right? With Agency Traffic Magic, you got kind of a limited version of this software, but there's a lot more stuff it does. So you can unlock different parts of it. And one of the bonuses that Herc gives when you unlock things is a template for an SEO website, which is really great. So the person reaches out to her because his website says, no contracts, no monthly, all that. He tells them it's no monthly. They do the optimizations. They start to go up. They reach out to him and say, hey, can we pay you monthly, $1,500 a month? I mean, that process alone is worth gold if you actually go out and implement it. So look, if you didn't catch the training, you should go offlinesharks.com/rank with AI, open it up in a tab. When we're done, watch it. You'll see a lot more detail and in-depth thinking and a lot more of the stuff behind why what we're saying is accurate. But I wanted to kind of cover some of the broad strokes here for anybody that maybe missed it. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about. So we talked about Zagio, and Zagio does all of this stuff for you, right? Like the software is amazing. Like there is literally very little you have to do. the software. You don't even really have to understand it all. It's like
I hate to say push button, but it's getting, because I mean, I hate that.
Well, I mean, to me, it's a shortcut. Like, it's a shortcut.
It's a massive shortcut.
Code. It's like, like there's just so much stuff you would have to know or understand or do, and you don't have to with this if you just follow the prompts and what it does. And just, if you just go through the step-by-step process, even if you knew nothing about SEO, if you just followed the step-by-step process that the software takes you through and implemented those things, you would see improvement in your rankings.
Can I just comment on that, because it sounds so hypey, right? And it just does. And saying push button results sounds hypey, and I hate that shit. I really do. But here's why. Okay, here's what's going on. I built this software based on my processes of doing everything. I have a process for keyword research that's a lot different than people are used to. I especially have a process for optimization that's a lot different than people are used to, and it's based on my keyword research. So the reason the software is kind of good at what it does is because when AI came along, I spent like weeks and weeks prompt engineering so that I could just feed it a command and it would follow my process based on the data that was input. So step one, find the keywords, you know what I mean? Now do what you need to cluster the keywords. Now follow these prompts to write the optimizations for them. So it's kind of like you have me doing your SEO as an AI. That's and like, I don't want to be braggy or anything, but like it works. It works for me. It works for a lot of our customers without really knowing, intricately the SEO process, because I took care of that with the AI prompts.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Herc, my grandpappy used to always tell me, it ain't bragging if it's true. So just
but I hate the hype.
Bragging if it's true.
I'm not like the Lambo guy.
But
it works. It really does work.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna run through a couple of the other thing that I did too want to point out about Zagio, and then I'm gonna kind of run through some questions here. So Kim, I mean, first of all, there are two versions, or like two ways that you can do this. One is there's a plugin that you can install on a WordPress website, which is the way we prefer to do it. There's also a cloud-based panel that you can use. So you can do this process with Zagio with any website. It doesn't have to be WordPress. It can be any other platform that you want. The only difference is with the plugin, Zagio just kind of does it for you. But when you use the cloud base, there'll be some copy and pasting involved. But still, that is not like, that's not like a crazy amount of work to do. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So you can do that. And just to this point, again, everybody is always so worried about clients not giving them access. Like, what would happen if a client just absolutely doesn't want to give you access to their stuff? How would you do the work for them? Like, the client wants to get the work done. The client wants this just as much as you do. That problem that you've made up in your mind is not that big of a problem. Like, you can usually just say, hey, I get it. I understand. Like, what would make you feel more comfortable? Do you just want to create a special login for us that we can use while we do this work and then change it when we're done? Or would you just, there's a gazillion ways around that. Like,
do you want to know something that I think people should try more of in marketing in this world? Stop trying to sell people and stop trying to, manage what they're going to hear or believe, and just fucking talk to people and be honest.
Yeah.
Like, we're people. Let's be people. Like, I'm really worried about, giving you my access to my WP. Okay, I get that. But if you really want me to work on this, it's kind of something I need. And
that's sort of the important part of it. Yeah.
Like, it's just a conversation.
Yeah. I
Some
think
people just want the sale so bad though, right? Like,
yeah. And they want to, they don't want to feel uncomfortable. And what really happened is when somebody asks that question, you think you're going to feel uncomfortable. So you want to have an answer to it so that you don't feel uncomfortable. But there's no reason to feel uncomfortable when a person asks that question. Like, we're having a conversation. We're a real person. They're a real person. Let's just talk to them, right?
It's lost in the world somehow.
Well, you're absolutely right. Like, I was just thinking about this the other day because, I just did a workshop where we were talking about how to get other people to do the work for you. And people always say, when we talk about that topic, they always go, well, aren't you worried about giving your information to an outsourcing person? I'm like, no, I'm not, because like I have vetted that person. I have talked to that person. Like they're a real human being. And most of the time, like they are smarter than I am. Like I know like I've went through this process. Like, no, I don't feel bad about it at all. Like, again, I always think that's just another something.
I don't let worry hold me up no more. That I was like that too, but now I realize it's like it never pans out the way you think. And
Kim, here the thing about, so I want to address this because Kim said, are there some cases where you just say you can't compete? You're saying no, Kim, like we're always going to do the fundamentals first and then see where they land. So like there's no point in worrying about this until we do the fundamentals and see where they land.
I mean, if you're trying to rank for weight loss, good luck.
Yeah.
Right. But there's always, I call them chinks in the armor, right? So there's big cities and there's competitive niches like garage doors, plumbers, like the shit you always hear about when people are on local SEO and they're talking about it and they're like, it's competitive. It's competitive. Well, it's only competitive if you're targeting the competitive keywords. But if you have a way of finding the non-competitive keywords, you now have a way to compete. And Zagio is great at that.
Yeah, Kim, absolutely. You could email them instructions for options to give them safe access, right? Yeah. Kim says, Kim, that's okay. We all start with that. We all start with that. Like our job as the people here to help you is to help you shift that mindset, get over it. And really more importantly, hopefully push you to just take the action, even though you're feeling that non-confidence, because nothing cures non-confidence than having a little bit of success and just doing the thing that you're afraid of, right? Just doing it and realizing that when you do it, you're not going to die. The world's not going to blow up. Things aren't going to fall all apart. Like that's really key. So Patrick says, excellent point. Let's see. Lynette says, I saw immediately the huge value of this for my client and jumped in immediately. Oh, awesome, Lynette. Excited to have you inside. BT. No worries, BT. Yes, Teresa, I just covered that. This does work on Wix sites.
Can I just give a little bit more explanation on that?
Yeah.
Like than you did. It's as simple as this, guys. Like the importance, like I said, is keyword research and then on-page optimization. Those are two of the things that Zagio does so well that's going to help your client move the needle. Now, if they're on a Wix, they're on a Duda, if they're on anything other than WordPress, you're going to do your keyword research and optimization plans inside the cloud, and then you're going to copy and paste to your Duda, to your HTML, to your Wix. Even your schema you can build inside the cloud and then copy and paste over to those other things. The reason that it works on WordPress so well is because when you have Zagio on WordPress, instead of copy and paste it, we just insert it for you. That's the only difference.
Yeah. I thought there's a great question from Judy. She said, if a site ranked, because you said the guy ranked #1 using lorem ipsum, right? Content.
Yeah, Kyle Roof.
Where were the keywords that were ranked? Like
in the meta optimization and the headers.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Hurt covers in a lot of detail on the training. So if you go watch the training after this, you'll see exactly where that is and what it is and all that stuff.
I'll preview this for the training. The first part of the training, I show you my agency website ranking at the top of Google, and it has in Surfer SEO has the lowest amount of content, the worst content score in Surfer, and the least amount of backlinks, but I'm beating everybody else.
So you're beating everybody.
And then showing you why that's happening.
Yeah. So you'll want to check that out. Yemi, yes, just go reach out to support and we can get you situated there. Paul says, where can I learn good keywords? Paul, you can learn it by using Zagio and just following the process, because that is like the first step. And what Zagio does is help you get that list. And there's it's amazing.
Watch the replay.
If you watch the training, go watch the training, because that'll answer all your questions. But like what I talked about before, how we want to learn something while we're making money or doing something for ourselves. So like if you want to learn keyword research, use a tool like Zagio and use it on your own agency site, or use it on, I think, Paul, I think you have an AGM site, right? Use it on your AGM site. Like learn it while you're doing it for something that's going to generate income for you. Like you will freaking crush it. I saw your posts and what you're doing in the Reach School group. And, you know, like you were on the wins last week. You got a win from the challenge. Like, Paul, you're an action taker. This is right up your alley. Like this is right up your alley.
There's another statement that I'd just like to chime in on, and it's about the making money while you're learning thing. And I know that was a piece of advice that was given to me really early on, and I actually didn't like it because I felt it was unethical to take people's money while you're learning something. So I would like to say my stance on that is you can do the work for free to gain your confidence in order to have the confidence to make money. And that still means you're learning while you're earning, because what you're earning is confidence, and through earning confidence, you'll earn profits, right? And you're still working on other people's sites. So you might not be getting paid in cash when you're learning, but you're going to get paid in something, whether it's going to be experience or confidence. And that's going to eventually turn into taking cash. You're going to get so confident, you'll look at a person's website, you'll know if you can help them. And then when you do the work, you'll know that you're going to get the results. So, I mean, it doesn't always have to be earning cash, but earning something that's going to benefit you in the future. And that's to me more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacqueline says, how important are page titles like home, services, about, an SEO? And if I use other page titles instead, what would the impact be?
It depends. I always make all my decisions based on what the keyword research tells me. I look at keyword research like a blueprint for a website, like a blueprint for a house or a blueprint for a website. My blueprint for a website always comes from keyword research, and then it clusters, and that tells me what pages I need. Typically, home pages are pretty important. So service pages, it depends if they're individual services or a list of services. I like individual. About pages, not so much for me.
There you go. Kim said, if you're going to run, so Kim, that's a great template and a great website for an SEO agency. I would be a little hesitant to run ads directly to that page unless I had some type of booking system in place and follow-up system behind it. Because when you're paying for traffic, it's really important that you don't lose any leads, right? So, you know, we recently did a training a few weeks ago on a system we have called Clockwork Clients, where we run ads to a funnel. Like I would be more prone, I couldn't think of the word there, to run ads to a funnel, so that if I'm paying for traffic, I'm making sure that I'm following up, I'm getting the leads and all that stuff. And so if you look up that training, you'll see some of the ways we do. But like, just to kind of, if you're dead set on doing this, I would probably run an ad that had something to do with generating leads for them from Google, because a lot of clients want leads. So, you know, if you just said, get more leads from Google, no monthly fees, maybe even something as simple as that. If you are targeting local businesses in your area, which is what we prefer to do, would probably work. But again, when you start paying for traffic, it becomes more critical that every piece of your process is thought out and in place, because you're paying for the traffic, right?
I like Lynette's comment there, that I'm not charging my client yet until I get results. I love that angle for this reason. It doesn't put you in a position, if you angle it right, you can put it in a position of confidence, and you can say to your client, look, I'm so confident in my abilities that I won't charge you until I get you the result. How's that? Right? That doesn't make you look desperate. That makes you look confident.
Yeah.
But if you went at it the other way, it's like, you know, just let me try. And if I don't get you results, then I won't charge you. That's desperate. I'm so confident in what I do, I'm not even going to charge you until I get your result. People will be late. And it's just such a small tweak. Yeah, that's good stuff. Patty, so Zajo was part of Agency Traffic Magic. So if you're in the 100K club or anything above that, then you did get access to it. We sent out emails and posted in the groups. Pam said that she picked up Zajo yesterday. It seems great.
Can you give a little more insight and what is the ongoing monthly that you'll do?
That I'm going to do for them? I'm going to build backlinks for the keywords that are not getting the rankings that I want them to, because now I know I'm optimized correctly. Now I'll go take a portion of that budget and apply it to building backlinks using the keyword plan as my anchor text ratio plan for my backlinks. And I'll build backlinks until I get the rankings I need.
Yeah, Lynette, this is awesome. Lynette said, yes, that's me. I had no idea on some of the website stuff. I'm not techie. She said, I just followed her directions on every section. She said, I had to stop and learn a couple things. That's totally normal, Lynette. But she said it's worth it. Said you're super wise and you're getting through it. So
awesome.
Good work. Yes, Kristen, the plugin doesn't work with Go High Level, but there's a cloud panel that we can use. Yeah.
Chandra Rao, that's a good question. Can you highlight that one?
Is that our social signals? Is that the one?
Herc, what time frame did you give your Edmonton client for SEO work you did to rank them? So
there you go.
Yeah. I told them it'll take me about a week, because it would take me about a week, even though it took 2 hours. I said it'll take me about a week to do the work, and then the results will take about 30 days to fully map out, meaning that the keywords are going to either go up or go down slowly over time, because it takes a while for those pages to get re-indexed in Google. But truth be known, I asked them to give me access to their Search Console account. And as soon as I was done the work, I went and refreshed the pages and they got the results quite quickly. But the rankings are still actually moving up a little bit. So that will take about 30 days to see the flat line of the result.
There you go. So Austin said, how do we show a report to clients such as before and after? So Austin, Zagio does that. That's part of the software. It creates a link that they can go to and see, correct, Herc?
Time's up for Herc.
Time's up for Herc. All right, Herc, thanks so much for coming.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I'll take the questions. I think we got through it. I appreciate you being here, man.
All right. Bye, guys.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Talk to you later.
Later.
Okay, so Austin, how do we show a report to clients? So in the training, so when you go and watch the training that Herc did, he shows this feature of the software, but you can set up a tracking report inside Zagio. It generates a shareable link that you then send to your prospect or client. And anytime they click on the link, it shows it. Now, Zagio also has the ability to do SEO audits, but that's a separate thing. Here's what I love about the difference between these two things and Herc's approach. When you tell a client, here's a link to see your current rankings, just watch that and see what happens. Like, that is so much more powerful than sending them an SEO audit report that they don't understand, that you have to explain to them. Like, they honestly, like, I'm going to tell you guys up front, clients could give a crap about reports, right? Like, what they want to see are the results. It's so much more powerful. So if you can just show them, here's where you're at today, give me a week and let's see where you're at then, like, and they go up, that is more powerful than any report, audit, anything you could ever do. Even if you tried to teach them SEO, they wouldn't care more than just seeing that result. Like, they don't need to know what's under the hood. They just want to see the results, right? So, but he shows you in the training how you can set up that report. And then there's also an audit thing that he kind of goes into. Andrew, I do not know the answer to that question. Chris says he's loving Zagio. Awesome. Yes, Kim. So the training that I'm talking about that Herc did just a couple days ago is at that link. If you go to offlinecharts.com/rank with AI, you just pull it up in a tab. It's only going to be open through the weekend. So don't wait. Like, open it up after this, watch it today, watch it tomorrow, watch it Sunday, then it closes, but you can go there and you can see it. He said a week, Austin, a week. He got them results in a week. I mean, it is, I know it sounds super hypey, but it is amazing. It is amazing what Zagio does. But Jacqueline says, yeah, so 1 week, 30 days to see the result. Yeah. So like anytime with SEO, you are going to see some kind of up and down and then things finally settle down. And it depends on what you're doing. So A couple of other things. All right. So that was awesome. Again, go to offlinesharks.com/rank AI. Check the training. You guys are going to love it. There's a lot more in-depth detail. Herc really goes into a lot on that stuff. So you guys will really love it there. I want to do a couple things before we wrap up today. We're going to do some shark shout outs. We're going to give away some Cash App money. And then if you have any questions, put them in and I will get to them. So Austin says, what does he tell them he will do monthly for the monthly charge? So Austin, on the monthly, it's mainly building backlinks and maybe expanding to more pages, right? Yemi, Clockwork Clients is a very different, it's a different strategy. So Clockwork Clients is our way to generate inbound leads for our agency using paid Facebook ads. And we do it with a real low budget strategy in the beginning. So they're different, right? Herc's foot in the door strategy is selling SEO on the back end as a service. And so it is its own strategy. Clockwork Clients would be more if you want to have some passive prospecting in the background going. So I would recommend you doing them one at a time, right? Like you don't want to get in too much. So pick one, get some results, go there. Dorn says backlink pages. Hey, Brandon, good to see you. Hey, Richie, what's up? I see you in the view there. I'm going to just run through some shout outs and then I think you're good if you just want to hang out and watch because I'm just going to run through some shout out stuff and then we're going to wrap it up. So I appreciate you coming on though. Cool. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to do a couple of shout outs. So first up, Ms. Sandy Alexander. She closed a new chatbot client on Sunday, $250. This lead came in from her own chatbot on her agency site, which resulted in a meeting and then the sale. Congratulations, Sandy. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Next up, we've got Randy Bett and Jocelyn Wing. They sold another AGM site in California for $5,000 plus $197 a month hosting. If you guys saw their black belt training, that was awesome. They talked about the process, how they're doing this, all they're doing. I mean, it's really great stuff. So awesome work, Randy and Jocelyn. Paul Michael. I've been seeing Paul's posts in the Reach group and in the Facebook group. It's really awesome to see this. So last week, or no, maybe this is this one. Paul went through the stealth challenge that we did. So Paul went through the stealth challenge. He sent out one of the prospecting Loom videos that we helped you create during that challenge, and he got a client. So he sold a pre-built website to the same new client from last week for $1,500. So I think this was a plumber site. He sold another featured listing with his Reach machine as well. So Paul, I've been loving the action you're taking, what you're doing. Awesome, awesome stuff. I think your idea for sending out the emails to the people with the free listings is really great. Getting them on that follow-up. Awesome stuff. Donna Norris closed a new lead, HVAC, website, chat, widget, Google Business Profile, social, $997 a month. She got a 3-month database reactivation campaign, $1,497 plus 3.5% rev share on every 5 deals closed. That's an awesome deal. And she's open to SEO and PPC for the first quarter of 2025. That is awesome, Donna. Shares, she didn't have to find the lead, nor will she be handling the fulfillment because her competent VAs are making things happen. I want you guys, soak that in for a minute. Donna, who came in through a challenge we did last year, she got involved in one of the challenges, closed some deals, built her agency up to over 6 figures. She's been following our process of building a Rolodex, bringing on people to hand off the work, and now her VAs are closing deals for her. And we were just talking about this on our huddle yesterday. Like, sometimes when people come into our community and they see what we talk about and they're like, oh, you're talking about hiring a team and having standard operating procedures. It just seems like a lot of work. Like, I always think like, well, what kind of life do you want to have? Like, do you want to have a life where you are dealing with clients every single day? Like you are the one actually talking to them, where you're doing the prospecting and where everything to make money comes in depends on you? Or would you rather have a life where you don't talk to clients unless you want to? The business happens without your direct involvement, and your job is to just show up and run, like we call them level 10 meetings, executive meetings, to follow up, make sure the team is doing what they're supposed to do. Like, what life would you rather have? Like, I would much rather have the second one. And that's the kind of setup we have. And that's what we teach here. So, you know, man, I think it's so awesome to see this, Donna. Awesome to see you taking action on it. Erica, 3 months of social media management and video marketing up level for a past client, $1,500. Awesome stuff, Erica. Oh my gosh, they won't stop messaging me. Awesome stuff. Brandon Stewart, have a 25K 1 month promotion plus possibility of 2 to 3 more months. Excellent work, Brandon. Brandon has been kicking butt and taking action as well. I've been seeing a ton of posts of prospecting tips from him that are really smart and super good. So awesome work, Brandon. That's a grand total this week of $37,038 for the week of September 28th through October 4th, a grand total of $908,326 since the start of 2024. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody in the wins. Awesome, awesome stuff. I'm going to scroll back through. Yeah, EG has been crushing it with the SEO stuff. That's right. Where it says, boom. Okay, just make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, awesome stuff. So one more thing we always like to do on the show before we go. Oh, by the way, now that we got through, again, go to offlinesharks.com/rank with AI. For those of you that were here last week, how about that OU Sooner magic, baby? I mean, it looked like Richie was texting me, and I basically told Richie in the text, like, we've lost this game. There's no chance we're going to win this game. It's over. I had given myself up to defeat, and 4 minutes later we won. And so I texted Richie back, and I was like, I totally knew we had it the whole time. I was an emotional wreck, but they pulled it off. The Sooner magic over there. It was amazing. It was exciting. I still don't even know how we won the game. It's like, it was just one of the craziest things I've ever saw. So way to go team. I saw Rich in the background, so I had to say that. And we were texting about it. So that. All right. So one of the other things we owe you is Oklahoma. Oh, it means Open University in the UK. No, it's Oklahoma University. Oklahoma University, Jacqueline. I'm from Oklahoma originally, for those of you that don't know. And I lived in Norman for a while, which is where OU was. And my family, ever since I was a kid, my grandpa, my aunts, most of my aunts and uncles, we always had that one aunt or that one uncle that was an Oklahoma State fan. But mostly everybody else was an Oklahoma fan. So I grew up that way, so I've been a big Oklahoma fan. I know. We got a lot of Roll Tide people in here. I've been texting some of those people as well. So awesome. All right, look. Okay, so we want to do one more thing before we get out of here. We love to do this every week, give away some cold hard cash, and we always start it off with this.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
All right, so here's the deal. If you go into the comments and put in the chat, hashtag rank. That's what I want you to put in there. Hashtag rank. Hashtag rank. And I am going to give away 2 $25 Cash App prizes. If you're selected, all you have to do is put your Cash App tag in the comments, or reach out to our team, or our team will reach out to you if you don't. So you can only enter once. If you put in hashtag rank 20 times, it still only makes one entry. So everybody get them in there. Man, this has been a fun live show. It blazed by pretty fast. I'm actually looking forward to, we have a bye week this week. So like, I don't have to worry about winning or losing. So that'll be nice. I can just watch the game without my emotions going crazy. All right. Looks like we got a lot of people coming in. Awesome. All right. I'm going to spin up. We're going to give away our first $25 Cash App prize. Goes to Scott Moody. Congratulations, Scott. $25 in Cash App money coming your way. Here goes the second one. Our second winner is dun, 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 Bob Gomez. Congratulations. Winner, chicken dinner. Well, look, if you have your Cash App tag, just throw it in the chat. The team will get your prize sent to you, or you can message us directly, or the team will reach out to you. We'll follow through with that. This has been a great live show. I really encourage you, if anything we talked about today piqued your interest, go to offlinesharks.com/rank-with-AI and get the more in-depth training and details about what we were talking about. The Zaggio software, there's a couple special little packages that Herc made just for our people that you can't get anywhere else. That's only going to be available until Monday, I think Monday. So, make sure you go to the link, check it out, watch it. If it's something you want to do, jump on those. Those are very limited. So offlinesharks.com/rank-with-AI. Other than that, stay safe out there, everybody. Practice Aloha. I will see you back here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel. See you, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.